Hello and welcome back to the No Excuses podcast. I've no idea what number this is because I am just coming on for a few minutes, say hopefully about 10 or 20 minutes, to do a quick catch up. So it won't be a proper thought out podcast. Beware. There might be quite a lot of tangents and corners and things. No smooth edges this time. Today is Monday, the 6th of January 2025. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you've all had a nice time over the festive period. I think from what I can gather that most of you do celebrate at this time of year. And if you don't, I hope you've had a good few weeks since we last spoke. I'm sorry, my voice is a bit croaky still. Which is one reason why I haven't been podcasting when I said I would. My intention when I left last time was to talk to you about the Advents as I opened them and the 12 cast-ons as I did them. So I'm going to go through now what I've been up to and the cast-ons I can lay my hands on, or my immediate plans for the next few days anyway. All the places you can find me are below, including the latest make-alongs, and I am going to add an extra make-along a month, or giveaway a month, I should say, into 2025. And we'll talk about that when I've got a better voice next time, which will hopefully be, 10 days to 2 weeks. Whatever I say, it always ends up being longer. So I'm trying to keep my head in the one place, because if I do that, you'll just see my ring light. So sorry if I keep grunting and croaking and everything, but we'll try and keep this short and sweet. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I had a bit of a rough Christmas. On Christmas Eve, on the Monday, I noticed I had blood. I was weeing blood. Only a bit, but because it was Christmas Eve and the surgery was going to be shut, and I've only got one kidney, it's something that I keep an eye on. So on the Tuesday morning, Tom took a sample down for me, but they wanted me to come in so they would dip it straight away. So I had to get dressed and go in, and then it was ever so quiet. I think they were just there for emergencies, to be honest, which was a really good idea. And then we had to go backwards and forwards trying to find a pharmacist that had got the antibiotics, because Boots, my nominated one, only had 3 tablets and I needed 10 for the 3-day course. Got to the end of the 3-day course, I could still see blood, so they gave me another 3-day course. And although the signs they look for infection had gone, so I'm feeling okay now. But the second sample was sent off for analysis to the hospital, so I may or may not hear anything following that. It is a long time since I've had an infection. I am prone to them, but I put that down to sitting down a lot, So anyway, so that's all done and dusted, but I didn't feel too with it. And also, about the same time, I started a sore throat and I immediately went down with a stinking cold. So I felt really rough when I went to the doctors. And of course, on the Wednesday, we were supposed to be going down to Witney, where my sister lives, outside Oxford, for a big family Christmas day. And apart from my brother Neil, who lives in Hastings, the rest of us were going to be there, but Tom and I had to decline. Tom had this coughing virus thing that had been going on for weeks anyway. And of course, with me, I felt absolutely grotty. I haven't had a cold like that for a long time. Long time. And so we declined. So I said to Tom, just go and get us a lasagna from Waitrose, and we'll have that for Christmas dinner. Something he could just shove in the oven. And we haven't eaten it yet, it's in the freezer still. It was a frozen one, he couldn't get a fresh one. And I had a cheese sandwich for my Christmas Day tea. I think that was it. and I really wasn't bothered. But it's knocked me sideways. And then I had this bizarre thing go wrong where my right hip started hurting me, and it was really excruciating. I couldn't, it was taking my breath away. I don't know what I'd done specifically to do that, but my hips don't look like they should anyway, you know. My hips have done their fair share of lying, in words of Shakira, over the years with what's going wrong with them. But it's calming down now, so there's no need to go and see the doctor. So yeah, so all in all, I felt really low, really, yeah, physically and a bit mentally low as well. Normally I can pull myself up and be positive about these things. And thank goodness for knitting, etc., that I've been able to get on with that. I do hope you can understand me. I mean, one day I sat here in the craft room, in our back room, and Tom was in the lounge, and I just put everything down, and I turned around, I went up to Tom and just started crying. As I said, I just feel like a zombie. I just felt no energy and no will to want to do anything. I mean, the lack of appetite probably did me a bit of good. But we ate small meals. On the Thursday, my family were coming back because my mum and my brother Ian live in Bromsgrove, just up the road from us. And they brought back bits and pieces of food for us to eat that wasn't consumed on Christmas Day. So we did have a bit of a turkey dinner on the Thursday. So we didn't miss out entirely. And Jim and Ali are coming to see us tomorrow. And I'd bought games and things, but I didn't give them the games because selfishly I wanted to be there when they played them. So we'll do something at my mum's house or here. We haven't got a lot of room here, but yeah. In the near future, we're all back and fit and well. So how was your Christmas? I know a lot of you had colds as well. A lot of you have been saying, you've been flat on your back, you can't. It's just horrible. And I had both my jabs. And you think, well, would I have been worse? That he can't protect you from everything. Well, apart from getting the lingering voice thing, not too bad. We're getting there. Anyway, let's get on to some knitting, shall we? I am wearing my poncho, of course, and my this is my rusty coloured City Limits that goes down to like a grey at the bottom, mainly Rusty Ferret yarns. And Tom said to me, why don't you just knit another poncho because you're wearing it all the time, as one of my 12 cast-ons. And I don't know, I don't think I showed any pictures. I don't know if I can get a picture from Miriam's website, but Miriam of the Discrete Unicorn, I ordered her Sparkle DK Advent and I opened it for my birthday. But I couldn't show any of you. This is quite a bright, blowing out lemon yellow. I couldn't show it you because other people would have been opening it straight after Christmas or before Christmas, I should say. So I didn't want to spoil any surprises. I hadn't shown it. So I bought it all up and everything, and I've cast it on, and it's exactly the same as this, except I'm doing the decreases a little bit differently. I'll show you. So this is the Katelette by Kate Selene. It used to be a free pattern, but it's now paid for. I think it's about £2.50. Very simple pattern. So that's the neck. That's coming out quite nicely, actually. Not really my colours. Going to make me look quite pale and interesting. But I've just done about 8 rows, I think, on the neck. And it's rolling over nicely, which I'm happy with. And then on this one, I don't know if you can see it. It's got, see that line there going down? It's got closed, I think you knit, either knit front and back, or it's a left or a right leaning increase. But I decided to do a yarn over increase this time. So you can see I started off, I have done a little bit of mixing my rows, but I don't like waste. And if you're going to mix your rows, you can't guarantee where you're going to route and then keep going with the other one. So I'm on there now, and then next one is that, and then a slightly darker yellow, and then we get into the yellow orange. And I should have this done. It's done on 4.5 needles, and it's a DK pattern. You could do it in any weight, really, as long as you had cast on enough stitches for the neckline. You know, it's quite a simple pattern. Have I just lost needle stitches? Yes. We just stab that stitch. There we go. I think I've got everything now. Yeah. I'll look at that in a minute. So I'm quite enjoying that. I'm doing that at night. And it's grown quite quickly because it's at the top. But I'll persevere with that, and I shall enjoy wearing it. And also, I think it's going to be dressy enough because it's got that little bit of sparkle. I don't know whether you can see any sparkly bits, actually. That bit of sparkle in it, it might be okay to wear out as well if I want to. Everybody's noticed I've got high vis on. Because the other colours are much the same. These are not colours I normally wear a warmer palette than that. But this is quite a cool side of the colour spectrum for me. But who cares, eh? It's gorgeous. I use that as my thumbnail. Let's hope so. Because I always forget to pose. The other thing I cast on as well was the Juicia neck warmer in the Aran red mix that I bought at the Christmas wool show. And I've shown that on Instagram. And the other one is my Lento, which I haven't got to hand, I'm afraid. I'll show you. I might have a photograph to put in. And that is with a colour called Linen from Yarnsmith's sock yarn, Merino sock yarn. That's Wool Warehouse's own brand, with that beautiful alpaca, Suri alpaca and silk mix that I got from Zakami called Sol. And I love it, and I want to knit on it. And I can't because it's one of the 12 cast-ons. And the idea is you knit on it for that day and then you move on to something else. But obviously I've taken because I have day knitting and night knitting, I've taken the night knitting and I'm sticking to that now to do the poncho. So I'm just going to go and grab a, oh no, I think I can reach it. Excuse me. I have signed up to a test knit, the Pearly Cardigan by the lady's brand name, Lee Amber Knits. She's Lee Amber Knits on Instagram. And Leah has designed a couple of nice things. I've got her summer sorbet top, I think it's called, tea top, which is lovely and simple looking. And I need to use either my linen or my cotton to knit one of those because it looked like a very useful top for the summer, but I didn't get around to doing it last year. But anyway, she put a test call out, and if I can, I will put a photograph of the cardigan, and it's got some very interesting I-cord details. And I offered to do the test knit in my size, which is like mid-50s, about 56 I think I said I'd do, because the yarn she'd use is one I've got already and I haven't used it, and it's the King Cole Forest Aran, it's called. It's actually, everybody says it's a DK, don't knit it up as a Aran, it could be too loose. Now here it's an interesting mix. It reminds me a bit of felted tweed in the fact that it's got this nice combination of yarns or that make up, I can't think of the word, you know what I mean. It's 35% wool, 20% acrylic, 20% polyamide and 25% viscose. And in 100 grams you get 300 metres. So you get, it's actually quite a thin DK, isn't it? Normally I'd expect to get about 230, 225 for a DK, would I? Am I about right? So the main body is going to be this, which is wire forest, that's the colour, which is interesting because it's only just up the road from me, near Kidderminster, and the district council for that area is called Wire Forest. And then my I-cord, which is going to go along the shoulders and round the front, is going to be done in Epping Forest, and it's a grey. And I'm hoping I've bought one ball before I had to stop buying from Wool Warehouse, and the two will be fairly subtle. And some of the test knitters have put some very nice sort of bold colours on as well. So I'm looking forward to doing it. I've not done a test knit for a long time. I just hope I think it's a 10-week period. I'm already into week 2, but I had to wait for Tom to get this out the loft when we put the decorations back up, and that was a couple of days ago. So that's going to be another cast on. Now, I'm talking about the 12 cast-ons, and it's something that Ange of YarnNYarns runs. Ange has a website, and she's known as YarnNYarns on YouTube and on Instagram, and also as Rainbow Ange, and she's lovely. I've met her a couple of times, absolutely lovely. And I know she did say she's going to go, hopefully, definitely be at Wonderwall this year, hopefully for the weekend, I think she said, so I might run into her again. And every year now, for the past 4 or 5 years, she has run a cast-on party at the beginning of the year. And between Christmas Eve and the end of January, you cast on up to 12. I mean, you can do more than that if you want to, but the first 12 count towards the the cast-on party, make-along, whatever you want to call it. But you can do one if you want to. If that's all you can cope with or you want to do, you can do one. And you just use the hashtag, which is down below. And I'll put it on the screen if I remember. So, I'm casting on all these things. So I've done the Lento, my Poncho, the neck warmer, and one of the next ones, and then the pearly cardigan. And the next one will be this crochet butterfly poncho, and this is by, probably not going to I haven't really got a decent photograph of the poncho. If I fold that over here, it's a paid for pattern that I got off the Madrigal Yarns website. There it is. And he had a sample of it at the Christmas Wool Show. Had a great chat to Ed, lovely man. And I would have bought the set had I not realised that I could use my needle and thread advent from 2 years ago. Photograph will be included here, and I will do it from there using those yarns because I couldn't think of any better to do it with, to be honest. It says here level of difficulty medium. Well, I should be able to cope with that. He's done it as a fade and it looks beautiful. So I bought the pattern from his website. So we'll see how we get on. It looks like it's mainly what UK would call traditional UK crochet, which would call trebles, and he's done a moss stitch here as well, and herringbone treble, which I've not tried before. And he says it's dead easy, so I'm going to take his word for it. I would have liked to have supported him by buying the fade because I love the colours that it's in, but enough's enough. And we are into day 6 and I've not bought a single ball of wool. Yay, go me. I've been such a brave girl. Not at all being sarcastic, am I? Oh, and another one, which I can't grab at the moment, is I will be knitting the chunky jumper for Tom out of the I-cord that I've been making as well. So I need to write all these down somewhere because I haven't done that yet. And then next week, hopefully, when I've cast the ones on that I've been talking to you about, I can show you what's coming next as well. I think I've got about 6 or 7 at the moment. I'm just going to grab this as well. I've got my Odette jumper next to me and I've finished the body. I just need to do the sleeves and I really want to get that done. And I've also got 2 projects from last year, cast-ons, that I've done nothing with since the day or a few days after I cast them on. So I need to get them out and see whether I want to start over. One of them I definitely do, the vest. But the other one, which is going to be a playdate cardigan. I'm not so sure. I might carry on with that. So I'm going to have a look and see. I need some cardigans, but I also need some, but want some jumpers. Anyway, let's talk about another cast-on that I'm going to start. Now, these two are exactly the same colour. I'll turn them up the other way. You can see that they are similar, but obviously a different dye lot, which is fine with me. This is scrummy. It's not ultra soft, but it feels like it's one of those things that would last you forever. You know what I mean? I bought this when the lady from Old Maiden Aunt decided to retire her yarn business, and this is her Uist wool. There's the Old Maiden Aunt logo, and this is it doesn't say. I'll have to have a look and see what it is, but I think it's Shetland. It might not be. It might be a combination because it's not ultra soft. This is the Maca, which is spelled Machair, as in McChair, but it's Maca, which is like bogland or swamplandish type thing in Scotland. And you could see from the difference, because I panicked that she was going out of business, and because I thought I need more wool, and this pattern looks like it's going to take up quite a bit, I've ended up with 800 grams. I mean, this is why I've got too much wool. So I'm going to look at these, right, and hopefully can alternate them. But the colours in them are gorgeous, aren't they? The greys and the purples. And I haven't got anything purpley. It's coming out a bit brighter than it is in real life. But this is going to become the cinnamon twist cardigan. And I will put a photograph up while I'm talking about it. It's a DK weight. And I've been wanting to make it. I think, even though this is variegated, I don't think it's going to detract too much from the patterning on the cardigan itself. But you'll see what I mean on there. So that's going to be another cast on, but these all need winding. And I've got 2 shawls to do as well. I hope you're keeping it up because there will be a quiz at the end. I haven't even written them down myself yet, and I need to do that, don't I? This is going to be the year of organisation. No, it's not actually. Well, it's not. I'm not pointing at you. You know me, I like to wiggle a bit. It's good exercise for me. I don't get any exercise, remember. Anita, what are you doing with your journal this year? Now, last year, I had a journal for my podcast, and I had a journal for general life things, writing down a to-do list and ticking stuff off, or more likely not ticking them off and rolling them over to the next month. Things like sort out the spice drawer has been on the list for over a year now. And also I kept a track of what we spent at the supermarket. And Tom's just been to Waitrose, and I need to start that again. And we didn't spend an awful lot. We spent a bit less than average, I think, in our spending for a year. Have you ever done that? Have you ever written down what you spent? Now, I wasn't too particular about it because, like, just before Christmas, we bought a couple of gifts like wine and dates and things to give to people as a gift, or extra alcohol for me, but I haven't drunk anything. So they've been, I've not bothered about taking things like that out. So it is give and take, I suppose. I haven't included when I've eaten out either. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see. And apparently we are under the average spend, which I'd hope to be anyway, because we make a lot of our own food. Right, see, tangent, there's a tangent there. But yes, journal, what are we doing? What are we doing this year, Anita? Yeah, I've got an idea that I'm going to do it all in one by month podcast. Yeah, I've got a lovely, quite a thick paged, I think it's about 90 to 100, maybe 100 GSM that the camera's sat on at the moment. Journal ready to go. I just need to start prettying it up, which takes a long time actually. Right, is that everything? I don't know. I've got 2 shawls to cast on. One of them is the sample for Attic Spin Dye, and the other one is the wool that I bought that I showed you last time from the Christmas wool show. Is not going to be the Foliosa. It's going to be the Juju by Hoagie Locatelli, I think. I printed it out. So before we do any more waffling, I am going to disappear. I think I've not been out the house now for 2 weeks. I need to make the effort. I think the trouble is when you've got a cold, it wears you out, doesn't it? And I've just been feeling sorry for myself a little bit because of the pain in my hip and having to be careful about that. But yeah, I need to look after myself better. But I've been in touch with quite a few of you. Thank you for your ongoing support. You are fabulous. Give yourselves a big hug and a kiss. And I'll see you back here in about 10 days to 2 weeks, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm sorry it's only about half an hour. This is just under. But if I can get this up and running by Tuesday night, hopefully you'll see it then. Otherwise, you take care. And again, Happy New Year to you. Get in touch if you want to chat about anything. You know me, I have an opinion, valid or otherwise, on most things. Preferably not religion or politics. Because I don't always know things about things. But apart from that, you know, you want to talk about wool and not buying wool, then that is a real struggle. You take care. You're a lovely bunch, and I will. And hello to some new subscribers I've had as well, which is interesting considering I've not been here. So welcome, and I'll see you soon. Take care.